Um, Basic discovery of Zogchen is that all our suffering, pain, distress, discomfort, dissatisfaction, unease, the dukkha, it's caused by a mistaken belief in the nature of our experiences and mistaken belief in our own nature. And problem is that the mistaken belief we've had for a long time. It's very ingrained. It pervades all of our experiences. And we don't even know we're doing it. Like one of the things that I was reflecting on recently, is that, people who are mad, they don't realize they're mad. And for a mad person, it's all consistent. For a mad person, their madness makes sense. Can I recommend One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest? Very good. Anyway. So, Zogchen. The Zog in Zogchen. Chen is easy word, means great. Zog is where there can be misunderstanding, but hopefully I can explain it properly. It means something that's complete and perfect. In other words, there's nothing you can do to improve it. It's perfect as it is. This is a very important Zogchen principle. And so basically, this is why sometimes, frequently actually, Zogchen is translated as the great perfection. And so basically what it's saying is that our nature is perfect, the nature of reality is perfect, and the only problem is with our misinterpretation of that. And remember, our misinterpretation is so familiar that we believe it. And a very simple example is how we regard impermanence. So normally when we look at impermanence, we see it as a failure of something that's permanent. Do you understand? We see impermanence as a failure of something that we have interpreted as being permanent. I hope this isn't too heady. When I was doing this morning, I thought, this is a little bit kind of intellectual, whatever. Anyway, so, example. My phone is broken. There was this perfectly functional thing, my phone. Now it doesn't work. So, it's a failure of this permanently functional phone. You see? Do you understand? We interpret the phone as being permanent. But it's not. Not alone does a new model supersede it, but it actually breaks. Okay. I don't know if you get this point, but I'm happy to revisit it later. So our nature is perfect. How do we contact that nature? And firstly, how we contact that nature is by what's called direct introduction. The reason it has to be direct is that it's personal to you. It's not an idea. It's your own personal experience. Right? It's done through direct introduction to your nature that's already within you, to the nature of your mind, to the nature of what thoughts are, what experiences are. But it's direct. It's not an idea, it's not even a description in a way. It's a personal discovery of your nature. And this introduction is usually done. It usually happens that there's a circumstance that occurs whereby you find yourself in your nature. So this is the whole kind of emphasis in Zogchen, is first of all direct introduction. That's the first emphasis. To actually discover for yourself your own nature, and your nature that has been, is, and always will be perfect. And given the right circumstances, you can discover this for yourself. And this introduction is facilitated by a teacher, but not exclusively facilitated by a teacher. The teacher is a facilitator. He's not giving you anything. This is actually turned out to be quite good, actually. He facilitates you discovering your own nature. You see? But not just with a teacher, there's many circumstances. A circumstance occurs and you suddenly realize, oh my God, oh Buddha. You suddenly realize the nature of your mind, the nature of your experiences. You suddenly realize it. But our mistaken beliefs are so very ingrained and so very familiar that they take over again. Now, I think everyone here is at that stage where they have some kind of experience of their nature, and they also have this experience of it being taken over by habit, by ignorance, by ingrained misunderstanding. So, so that's why it's extremely prudent to nurture the discovery. It's prudent to nurture the discovery of your nature so that it becomes predominant, not the misinterpretation. The actual direct perception of reality becomes predominant. This happens for some people, some very special people, like Padmasambhava. This happens and it's over. For the rest of us, right, we actually have to nurture our discovery. So how do you do it? How do you nurture this discovery of your nature? And so basically it has to do with, the very simple way of saying it is by not following after. You see. So I need to explain this a little bit, and okay. So, by not following after, what does that mean? It means like, when a thought occurs, you just leave it. Now, you just let it be. Okay? So, there's Mingyur Rinpoche's example. Pizza. Right? So, when the thought of pizza, comes into your mind, you could go, pepperoni pizza. This is, you can see Homer Simpson. Pepperoni pizza, margarita. When the thought pizza comes to your mind, you don't follow the thought, right? You simply let be. And it's really important here. And this Maura, this is special. this is a really important point. You don't try to stop thinking about pizza. If you try to stop thinking about pizza, I guarantee you, the only thing you will think of is pizza. Do you understand? You actually have to let it be. Now, again, this is not that you're like a sergeant or a policeman. You're not like a policeman in the street saying, you know, hold that traffic, this traffic comes, you know. That's not. This is an act of rest. It's not an action you're taking. This allowing whatever appears in your mind just to be as it is not an action. It's a rest. Do you understand? It's a very important point. So basically, it kind of means not being jumpy. Do you know what I mean? Talk comes. Do you get it? Not being jumpy. Now, here's the beautiful thing. If you are jumpy, right? If it happens, talk comes and you. What do? Let that be. You let that be. You see, you don't try to stop it. You just let it be, and you rest. You rest. When you've rested, when you've allowed that thought to be as it is, then you can order pizza. Do you see? Then you can go, oh, pepperoni, you know? That's cool. That's okay. Do you understand?